Welcome back to What Rights. This is segment 23. Transferred to the North Fraser Pretrial Center in Port Coquitlam. I was handcuffed and shackled and placed on the armored car, taken out there, placed into a room, had the shackles and cuffs then removed, and then placed in another room. This is what they call the intake process. From there, I was taken down to a room. An Indo-Canadian pointed to a picture on an ID band and asked if that was me. I said yes. Looking at the picture, yes, that's me. He puts the purplish color ID bracelet on my wrist. He gives me bright red, look like running gear. Would you like pants and shirt with white block letters saying BC Correction Center. And then he gives me a pair of white running shoes that had 3 Velcro straps on it. I've been taken back to the room, the holding room where the other people are, well 15 or 20 people are. Then the jail guard correction officer comes to the door and asks people to ask them their name, and then he sends them down to the psych nurse. So I'm down to another room. I go in, there was an African Canadian, full-figured woman. I asked her if she had a degree in psychology, if she was a psych nurse too, and she said she had both degrees. So they told me at first she was a nurse, and then she told me she had both degrees. I said, well, I refused a psychiatric assessment in the courts. I said, so this is going to be the end of our conversation. I went back to the room. One of the correction officers said, well, you don't want to talk to her, maybe we'll talk to that nurse over there. This was a Caucasian, shapely, long hair, blondish haired woman, Caucasian, and I just looked at her and said, hi, how are you, and bye. And I said that was the end of our conversation, and back into the holding room I went. Then I was taken to another room to a placement officer. The placement officer said, it was rude of you not to talk to our psychiatric nurse. He said, just for that I'm going to send you to segregation. I found out later segregation means the hole, in which I was going to be locked up for 23 hours a day with 1 hour out. So I would say, my question is this cruel and unusual treatment and or punishment that Canadian citizens are not supposed to be subjected to as defined in the Charter of Rights and Freedoms under Section 12? So I'm taken back to the holding cell. Everybody's looking at their ID bracelets. They're looking at their names, and they said, oh, well, you know, we were supposed to have your full name on there. So I'm looking at my ID bracelet, and I noticed that my full name isn't on there. They only had 2 names, and that they had October the 9th, 1965. My birth date is not October the 9th, 1965. So the information was incorrect. If anybody in my family were to come looking for me, through the jail system, they would not have been able to find me because they did not have the correct birth date. So I want you to stay tuned to YouTube for section 24 of What Rights.